Hello friends, welcome back. Today our day 60 of 100 days of coding challenge. Today's our topic is JavaScript errors. JavaScript errors. A JavaScript error is a problem that occurs when executing JavaScript code, usually due to incorrect syntax, attempting to access non-existent variables, performing operations on incompatible data types, or other programming mistakes, causing the code to stop running properly and often displaying an error message in the browser console. So this is JavaScript errors. So throw and try, catch finally. The try statement defines a code block to run to try. The catch statements define the code block to handle the any error, and the finally a statement defines a code block to run regardless of the result. The throw statement define a custom error. Error will happen when executing JavaScript code. Different errors can occur. Errors can be coding errors made by programmers, errors due to wrong input, and other unforeseeable things. For example, in this example we mis misspelled alert as alert to this to deliberately produce an error. So here JavaScript catch add alert as an error and execute the catch code to handle it. JavaScript try and catch. The try statement allows you to define a block of code to be tested for error while it is being executed. The catch statement allows you to define a block of code to be executed. If an error occur in the try block, the JavaScript statements try and catch come in pairs. Means try block of code to try, in catch block of code to handle errors. JavaScript throws errors. When an error occurs, JavaScript will normally stop and generate an error message. The technical term for this is JavaScript will throw an exception, throw an error. JavaScript will actually creates an error object with two properties, name and message. The throw statement. The throw statement allow you to create a custom error. Technically, you can throw an exception, throw an error. The exception can be a JavaScript string, a number, a boolean, or an object. Throw too big or throw 500. If you use throw together with try and catch, you can control program flow and generate custom error messages. Input validation example. This example examines input. If the values is wrong, an exception is thrown. The exception error is caused by the catch statement, and the custom error message is displayed. For example, here we can see the example. HTML validation. The code above is just an example. Modern browser will often use a combination of JavaScript and built-in HTML validation using predefined validation rules defined in HTML attributes. You can read more about forms validation in a later chapter of this tutorial. The final statement. The finally a statement lets you execute code after try and catch regardless of the result. Syntax for this finally: first you have to write try block, then catch block, then finally. In finally block of code to be executed regardless of the try or catch result. For example, here we are using finally block to use regardless of try or catch. The error object: JavaScript has a built-in error object that provides error information when an error occurs. The the error object provides two useful properties: name and message. Error object properties: name and message. Name: set or returns an error name. In message: set or returns an error message in a string. Error name values: 6 different values can be returned by an error name property. Error name, like eval error. Description for this is an error has occurred in the eval function. Range error: a number out of range has occurred. Reference error: an illegal reference has occurred. Syntax error: a syntax error has occurred. Type error: and a type error has occurred. URL error: an error is in code URI has occurred. The 6 different values are described below. Eval error: an eval error indicate an error in the eval function. Never newer versions of JavaScript do not throw eval error. Use syntax error instead. Range error: a range error is thrown if you use a number that is outside the range of legal values. For example, you cannot set the number of significant digit of a number to 500. Reference error: reference error is thrown if you use reference a variable that has not been declared. Here why is not declared? So here it will throw reference error. Syntax error: a syntax error is thrown if you try to evaluate code with a syntax error. Means you are not using properly syntax. Type error: a type error is thrown if an operand or argument is incompatible with the type expected by an operator or function. So then it will throw as a type error. URL: uniform resource identifier error. URI error is thrown if you use illegal characters in a URI function. Then it will be return URI error. Non-standard error object properties. Mozilla and Microsoft define some non-standard error object properties like first name, line number, column number, stack, description, numbers. Do not use these properties in public website. They will not work in all browsers. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. We will see next topic in next video. Thanks for watching.